It's mostly using the fact of Apprentice Magician as a target for a tuner. But this I haven't actually changed since Crimson Crisis. So this would need a fix-up. But like, that's fine. Hello! How you doing?
I'm ready.
Good. Alright, let me put a stream marker down real quick then, so I can know where to start the highlight.
Is Kibatu Dragoon? My Final Fantasy 14 character is.
Ooh.
Someone's just asking about the picture that I have as my pre-stream setup there. And yes, if you're wondering, that picture there for the pre-stream setup, that is a commission I had done from a really good friend, La 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 Nice Lady. So if anybody wants to get a commission from her, she does portraits, she does chibi, she does goth, she does all sorts of things, all drawings. So big shout out to La 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 Nice Lady. Nice Lady. Though nowadays I call her La 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 Mice Lady because she has mice pets now.
Aha. Alrighty then, so, are we ready to reach for the stars in this one then?
Reach for the stars for an Easter Day duel.
Yeah, going into overdrive on this one. Oh man, this set, I don't know. It's got a fun.
These sets are going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think so. So if we're actually drafting 2 main sets today, we have 2 duelist packs to do in between them as well, which is kind of fun. Yusei 2 goes in between this one and Absolute Power Force, I think is the next set after this. And then Kaiba's one actually comes in after that, so we can end the stream off with that if we do 2 sets today. So that ought to be interesting.
Today will be a big day today. Sure.
Yeah, could be exciting. And then we need to work out how we're going to get the structure deck cards in, so you can get trade in and use the blue eyes with that. So
I mean, one day, yeah. So if anybody's joining us, it's been a week and a half or so since we've talked about this, but we've been trying to talk about how we can structure the structure decks into the draft and such. But there hasn't been any. There's been ideas here and there, but there hasn't been like an appropriate way of like introducing them, because we figured out that structure decks do have certain cards that are very tailored and very specific to those structure decks that we will not ever see in regular packs or even side packs for that matter. So we wanted to try and, you know, bring them in, try to use them and see if you can ever like find a reason to use them or find a reason to open them, but we haven't had any ideas. So we're open to ideas if anybody wants to like throw in an idea or two of how we're going to approach this, because I mean, again, we have ideas, but we're not set in stone yet.
yeah, it's awkward because especially with the structure deck cards, you generally want to have playsets of them to make them usable, but our current trade system does not allow that in a timely fashion. So we've got to have some way of like either trading more cards and having some sort of penalty to like stop it being abused, or we just like could buy the packs or buy the decks or something. I don't know. We'll have to work it out, but it's something that we want to do. It's just hard to like figure out a rule set for this right now.
You know, actually, now just think about it. If you want to make it fun, why don't we make it so that every 500 bits we buy a pack?
That would be amazing, but I don't get bits on my channel.
I don't either. I mean, I get bits for fun from a friend, but like, that's for fun. That's for the fun of it. So, like, it'd be interesting to see, actually, if that's a stipulation to one day, if we get bigger enough for it.
Yeah, I would say we could use channel points for it, but I know some people have got tens of thousands of those left over right now, so I don't know if that's particularly fair, but unless it's double-sided, like if X thousand bits channel points go on one side, you know, we both get the thing when the objective is met. That could be fun.
Well, I guess.
Anyway, yeah, that's trying to get some interactivity involved, I guess. But anyhow, let's see what this set has in store for us, shall we?
We're gonna have to fun with this one.
Yep. Can't wait for you to pull 2 Majestic Star Dragon Ghost Rares in this one, just to be hilarious off it.
if I do, I'm just gonna say, wow, hello. I pulled the cards, by the way. You son of a bitch.
The worst part is I'm not even sure it's that impressive in this set, but let's find that out as we discuss the thing and stuff. I will definitely up here. We'll get our 24 packs of Stardust Overdrive, and then we'll see what the duels have in store. Yeah.
Is it Stardust Overdrive? I thought we were on Ancient. Oh no, we did. Ancient Prophecy.
Yeah, Ancient Prophecy was last time. That's the one that's got the Ancient Fairy Dragon that we both pulled.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Okay. All right.
So, yeah, that's why we got reach for the stars at the beginning of this. I'll see you in a bit, buddy.
Absolute power. Alright.
Alright, I do hope he opens the right set here. Oh, that would be hilarious otherwise. Alright, so let's take a look into Stardust Overdrive here then. So the main card that I know of in this set, the signature card in it, is the, where is he? Majestic Star Dragon. That's the main ghost rare you'd get from this one. And he's pretty bad, but fun effect and stuff here, but like very, very hard to pull off. You need Majestic Dragon, which is this stupid tuner thing all the way at the top that can only be used for Majestic cards. Level 1 tuner as well, so like good luck getting that to work. You need Stardust Dragon, which is level 8. And then you need at least one more other monster, because this thing is level 10. You need another level 1 monster to go with it too, so... Already, it's kind of ridiculous to try and summon. But what does it even do? It's like, during either place turn, blah blah, when your opponent activates a card or effect, tribute this, negate the activation. If you do, destroy all cards the opponent controls. So, like, it does a lot more than the Stardust does. As you'd imagine, and it's on any card effect, not just on destruction stuff. And once per turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn, and then activate one of its effects as this card's effect once per turn. So that's kind of ridiculous in its own right. However, it does the stupid Neo thing, where during the end phase you've got to res a Stardust Dragon from your graveyard and put this thing back into the extra deck. Like, why? You had it right up until the end. This is a really hard monster to make, and if it was just these effects, although you'd probably need to bring it back if it like negated something, but if it was just these effects, it would probably be fine. But it's a goddamn contact fusion style thing off it, and I'm just like, seriously? What's the point? I don't know. Anyway, we might as well go over the other Synchros since we're here in this section now. There's a Blackwing one in here. It takes 3 monsters to summon, which is kind of annoying, and you can't conduct your battle phase during the turn that you use its effect. But when it's Synchro summoned, you can destroy 2 face-up monsters with defense lower than this card's attack. At 2800, that's pretty good. It'll kill anything. It'll kill anything below Heraclitus. Like, it can't actually kill Heraclinos, but it can kill anything below that. Which, honestly, is pretty good. If you hit this with Gale first, using that as the tuner, and, like, activate Gale's effect to halve the stats of one of your opponent's monsters, you're guaranteed to be able to destroy it, because nothing's going to have more than fucking 5,600 defense for it, you know? So, that's really good. And then it also stops one of your Blackwings being destroyed by battle, like, once each turn, which is fine. Reptilianne's come in this set. The Synchro monster seems pretty good, but like good luck actually getting it out because Reptilianne's are garbage. But I don't know, there's some fun to be had with it anyway. If you can get all of your monsters with 0 attack, that's kind of the gimmick of Reptilianne's. You can destroy like a ton of your opponent's monsters and draw a bunch of cards back, which is fine. Yeah, decent Synchro, but like just really hard to set up. The Black Brute Drago over here is a Gemini card, more or less. It's not an actual Gemini monster, but it's a support card for them. 3k attack is pretty cool. Needs a Gemini for the non-tuner though, so good luck with that. Send 1 Gemini for hand to graveyard, destroy one spell trap your opponent controls. Fine, turns Geminis into Mystical Space Typhoon, I guess. And if it gets destroyed by any means, sent to graveyard. select one Gemini in a graveyard, special it, and treat it as an effect monster. So yeah, it floats into a decent Gemini effect. Maybe you could have played that in the zombie deck or something, because Ill Blood is really good, but or plants, I guess Gigaplant is fine for it, but I don't know. And then the last synchro here is Explosive Magician, which does need non-tuner spellcasters, but 2500 level 6 is decent, and if you can get a bunch of spell counters on the field, which is what a lot of spellcasters right now would do, yeah, get rid of 2 spell counters and target 1 spell trap your opponent controls, destroy that target. Not once per turn. That's kind of the idea there. So, it's pretty neat. Otherwise, we've got some Koa'ki Meiru stuff. Most of it's kind of bad. Quick Draw Synchron is actually really good, though. You discard a monster from your hand to or send a monster from your hand to graveyard to special summon this. It's level 5. It can work for any Synchron monster. Like, Junk Synchron it's slightly too high for, but with Level Eater down here, you could make it. Turbo Synchron that we got before, the Turbo Warrior, this it needs Turbo Synchron. You could use this as its tuner, but it can only be used for that sort of monster. So, like Nitro Warrior, you could use this in a level 2 and you could summon it, but you have to summon a monster like Nitro Warrior that requires a Synchron tuner, which is kind of annoying. Level Eater, though, this card is broke as hell, although we probably can't abuse it too much in a moment. I'm still going to try because this card is fun. If it's in the graveyard, you can target a high-level monster that you control, cut its level down by 1, and then special summon this card. Can't tribute it except for tribute summon, so you can't like Monster Gate with this thing or something. I think that's what they were going for. But this is not once per turn. So later on, when we get enough synchro climbing things that we can do, this is going to be really strong, because we can just keep on bringing this back and synchro summoning again and again and again in a turn, get a bunch of good stuff out of it. Or it's really good for, I mean, it's banned because of Link plays, obviously, because Link summoning later on, you can just use this as fodder like so many times in a turn, but we can still use it just now too. It's still pretty good. Zero Gardener was a card that I actually looked at that was kind of funny. You contribute this card to Wabuku, your field, basically, for the turn. Stops you from taking battle damage or monster destruction. Yeah, Scrap Dragon is going to be one that I'm looking out for as well later on. That should be fun to get. Yeah, so this I was actually looking at as a Fury mon for Glad Beast, but the problem is it has to be on the field. Hedgeguard is decent because Hedgeguard can stop you from... it's a hand trap, basically, whereas this has to be on the field as a summon. It's a little bit too cumbersome, so unfortunately can't really use it, but, you know, it's a fun idea. The rest of the Fortune Ladies come in here. I think the best ones are Dark and Water come in here. Like, Wind is reasonable if you can get a bunch of Fortune Ladies out, because it can destroy lots of spell traps that the opponent has. Water is nice because if you special summon it with light, and you have another Fortune Lady out, you can draw 2 cards. Obviously, drawing the cards is good in the first place. They have a specific draw spell as well, which is quite good. And then Dark, when it destroys an opponent's monster, you get to special Fortune Lady from the grave. So Dark and Water work quite well together to get extra draws. Earth is a bit stronger, but it only does burn damage, so it's kind of whatever. I think Dark is the one that you'd want. They're all rares though. I did get triple Fortune Lady Light last time, and like 1 fire, so like I have a minor bit of Fortune Lady stuff, but I have no idea. I don't think they're actually that impressive. It's just like these two, and if you cannot miss the timing, Fortune Lady Light is actually pretty good as well. They do have a decent support monster though. Solitaire Magician is really annoying, like see the Duelist, because of future visions as well. You can lower one of your Fortune Lady levels by 3, and one other face-up monster on the field gets destroyed. I'm like, god damn it. That's just really annoying, because it just keeps on freaking happening, and it's like, man, okay. And then I guess they're also supposed to work with this Catapultus thing down here, because all of the Fortune Ladies have got unknown attack and defense. So when your opponent specials a monster and this thing's on the field, you banish a monster with that question attack from your graveyard to destroy that special summon monster. So I guess that's kind of the idea, is that they have some synergy here as well. Their draw card lets you return the Fortune Ladies from banish to graveyard. So, and then you draw 2 for it. So there is some synergy there, I just don't know if it's really worth it. Spiders are also a thing in here. They're not a full-on archetype, but I mean, they might as well be. I think there's one spider that's missing in this set that's in the next one, but they work on like putting the opponents into defense and doing some fun stuff with that. Like, yeah, if you've got 4 more insects in the graveyard, tribute this one and destroy all face-up defense position monsters that the opponent has. That's kind of fun. The Mother Spider actually lets you tribute. Oh, it's not even tributes really. It's just send them to the graveyard to 2 monsters your opponent controls that are in defense to special summon it. So if you are only playing insects and only playing the spider stuff, you can do some... this card is really good. It's just the rest of them aren't that impressive. So that's kind of whatever. And then the Reptilianne stuff in here, I don't even think they have the one that you actually want, the one that can't get destroyed in battle. I don't think that's actually in this. This you'd probably need Mist Body for this thing in order to get anything going at the moment. But yeah, the idea is that Reptiliannes change the opponent's attack to 0 and then either like take control of them for like this thing or destroy them with the Synchro and whatnot. This one can steal the cards as well, but it has to have a 0 attack monster in play, which is not really that viable at the moment, if I'm honest. We need the Naga, I think it is, the Reptilianne that like Spirit Reapers itself or something. The last of the Earthbound Immortals are in here as well. I don't think any of these are particularly worth noting. Oh no, this one actually is. Because this one, it's not worth noting at the moment, but if this card is destroyed by a card effect, it doesn't specify from where. So this is actually the quote-unquote best Earthbound Immortal, because if you destroy this one whilst it's in the hand, then it still counts, and it still wipes out all the cards on the field. So there are cards later on, I think it's Fire Fist was the main one I can think of, that destroys cards in your hand, and one player, I think, in a tourney actually did that with this card. And honestly, the Earthbound Immortals are so bad that that's like the only noteworthy thing I can even think of for it, so, you know. Kinda says a lot about them, to be honest. Yeah, they're not the Nordics. I guess we'll be getting those later on, because they are a main set thing. Koa'ki Meiru is over here. I don't think are too good. Yeah, no, this one can recover spells, but you need to send an Iron Core from the Hands of Graves, so no thanks. This one's level 7, so I should probably automatically... I guess you contribute a Koa'ki for its summon, but even so. I can destroy some cards, I guess it's alright, but it's not really that worth it. There's an Endymion card in here. This was one of the structure decks recently. There's like Spellcaster's Command or something had an Endymion boss monster. This is a Gemini though, so it's kind of whatever, but you can put spell counters on the field and then go to 2500 attack per turn. Yeah, big freaking deal, nobody cares. Swap Frog comes in this set. This is the other reason I've been looking at the wetland stuff. This card is a bit of a confusing mess, and I'm honestly not sure if I'd be able to play it well, but, I mean, I wouldn't be able to learn without practice, right? So it can special summon itself if you discard another water monster. Fishbowl Blaster would be a great one to discard, so you can bring it back later on, because it can res itself in the grave. When it's summoned, you can send one level 2 or lower water aqua monster from your deck or face up on the field to the grave, which would be Ronin Toadin, because that special summons itself by banishing frogs out of the grave. But that doesn't come in until later. And then you can return one monster you control to the hand, normal summon one frog monster, except this one, in addition to your normal summonable set. So I think the idea, you would special this, like, return it to the hand to get maybe Duke Frog in play or something. You need to be able to get Substitute out as well, basically, to be able to get everything going for Frog. FTKs and stuff like that, but we definitely need this one. Like, it's confusing, but there's a lot of fun stuff that we could do with it, and if I could learn how to do that, it would be great. Speaking of fun stuff for later on, ritual support. There's a couple of really good ritual support cards in here. This thing is just disgusting. Like, there's a very good reason this got banned when rituals actually started getting good. These two monsters, there's some more djinns that we get later on. These two monsters let you ritual summon by banishing these cards from the graveyard as part of the level costs. So when you do that, or when you just ritual summon with this card in general, it could just be from the hand and whatnot. This one stops the opponent from special summoning whilst the ritual is face up on the field. The one below it lets you draw a card every time the ritual monster that's summoned with it destroys something in battle. There's one later on that makes the opponent discard a card for the same reason. And then, I forget what the other ones do. There's one, I think, that blocks Synchro summoning or something, but they've all got different levels too. The ritual monster in here is not really too spectacular, although it does let you block itself from being destroyed by targeting other cards that you've had. So, I mean, that's kind of okay. You can give it some protection, but, like, it's only 2700. It doesn't really do anything by itself. However, it is level 7, which is a bit different from what we've had before, because that favors it to be used with Preparation of Rites, which is something we can't really use on most of the other rituals we have at the moment. Add a level 7 or lower ritual monster from your deck to your hand, and then add a ritual spell from the graveyard to the hand. Or you don't have to, so you can use this just to get a ritual monster out. But this lets you get the level 7 that we just looked at. So if you've got enough of them, and Preparation of Rites is like super good for that. But this is good in general for like any ritual deck that has some low level stuff, so it's going to be pretty good. The spiders have a field spell. It Goblin attack forces every monster on the field basically, so that's kind of fun, I suppose. The Reptilians have got a few little bits here. They're not really that impressive, I don't think. Although you can get a couple of tributes out pretty easily with this one, so maybe that's okay. Fortune's Future, this is the Fortune Lady card I was on about. They have a quick play spell to get extra, because they get attack per level that they have. This thing is kind of like a Rush Recklessly for them, or you could use it with Solitaire Magician, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do with it. Moray of Greed is something that I'd want for later on too. Shuffle 2 water monsters in your hand to deck, draw 3 cards. Just a good little recycle your frogs so you can get them out with Substitute sort of thing, I suppose. It's a fun card, definitely worth getting for later. I think Faustian Bargain was fine if you've got normal monsters, like low level ones, but we're not going to have that until like Dino Rabbit at the earliest, so we're not really too fussed about that. There's a couple of Spider Things, a couple of Earthbound supports, none of those are any good. The Infernity stuff I didn't really mention before. I think Barrier is something which is like a secret rare in a future set, and one of the launcher, I think it is a promo card, so we currently can't really use Infinities, but they have some pretty fun cards. They all rely on having no cards in your hand though, so it's kind of whatever. This Koa'ki Meiru trap I thought was kind of neat. If you've got a core in the graveyard, you can negate a monster effect, so that's kind of fun. You need another monster in play, Koa'ki Meiru in play as well, but it's whatever. Point Sword of Red Lotus is good nowadays. I don't think it's particularly good at the time, because it's too expensive for what it does, but nowadays when getting hand knowledge and removing a card from the opponent's starting hand can basically destroy their plays, this card is like ultra future stuff, really. Like, you know, much more recent, much more modern stuff for it, really. But it's in this set, so it's kind of fun. There's a couple of Lightsworn cards, they're both garbage. I kind of wouldn't have minded playing the cat over here, but it's just not good in the slightest. It's no Raikou, that's for sure. And this one's kind of like Dragonif, except it starts at 400 attack. So, nope. Definitely not good enough there. There's a Shark, which is kind of cool. He gets your fish types back into the deck. which is fun. 1800 attack as well, so that's not bad. Gateway of the Six is in here. This card is broke as shit, and I definitely want it for later on. Yeah, it's limited for a good reason. 6 Sams are going to get ridiculous in the middle of this this era, because they get legendary 6 Sams that can spam the field out a lot more, and they've got a very, very powerful Synchro monster too. So, this card just gives you counters every time the 6 Sam gets summoned, and does some really, really dumb stuff with them. You summon 2 6 Sams whilst this is in play, you remove those counters, and you can get 6 Sam out of your deck or graveyard, which is ridiculous. Also, it can take Bushido counters from anywhere. There's a couple of other cards that generate them. 6 Sam United is a good example, so yeah, this card gets really nutty when you've got the spells for it. Dark Simorgh is also really good. I actually thought this card was way older than it actually is. I thought this was in Phantom Darkness for some reason, but no. So this card stops your opponent from setting cards whilst it's on the field, and it has a couple of special summon conditions as well, using Dark and Wind monsters, because Simorgh was initially a Wind bird. The whole archetype other than this one is Wind, so it's got some ties to that. I think there's a few decent Wind monsters that we could play. The Tricky, maybe, Quick Draw Synchron, stuff like that. We could probably justify getting that. But, like, this card is stupid cool. Just preventing the opponent from setting cards stops them putting traps down, but it also stops them setting monsters in defense. So, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff with that. And then finally, like, Guardian Eatos is neat if you've got no monsters in your graveyard, you just special it straight from the hand. 2500 is really big for that type of effect too. So that's fun. And then Archlord Christia is broke as shit if you can play fairies. I do not really have enough of them right now, I don't think. But this card can special itself. It's kind of like Dark Arm Dragon, in that if you've got 4 fairies in the grave, you just special it. And if it's summoned that way, you can get the fairy back into your hand. Neither player can special summon monsters whilst this thing is face up on the field. That's what makes it ridiculous. It's like Vanity's Fiend, except on a special summonable 2800 monster. Disgusting. And if it's sent from field to graveyard, it goes back on top of the deck instead. So you can keep yourself set in that I can keep special summoning this thing loop, and it is broke. There's some Clear World over here as a punish-based card is kind of bad. So we're not really going to care too much about that. So with all of that done, as a long-winded explanation on the stuff here, because honestly, I have to kind of read most of these sets as we go now, because I haven't really, I've never experienced them, so I don't necessarily know all of the stuff to go with it. So let's just get cracking with Stardust Overdrive, see what we can get here. Give me my froggies. That's all I care about right now. I did immediately start off with Fortune's Future, though. Oh, maybe I do need to try and look up, like, Fortune Ladies as an engine or something. If I get enough Dark and Water in here, then maybe I'll do that. Because, again, I have triple Fortune Lady Light. It could be fun. Inherited Fortune, I actually forget what this does. Also, I know I need to full screen the thing here. Activate during turn a face-up Fortune Lady was destroyed. Special summon up to 2 Fortune Lady monsters from your hand during your next standby phase. That's neat. Yeah, could be fun. Alright, we did get a Swap Frog straight away as well, though, which is really good. I definitely want my playset of Froggy Boys. So, Zero Gardener, okay. I mean, again, I was tempted to play it. It does require itself to be on the field, though, which is a bit difficult to do, but still. Could maybe try it. Points Order Red Lotus is fun. Savage Coliseum, I think, makes all of your monsters attack every turn, or they get destroyed. So I guess that could be kind of interesting for Glad Beast, but probably not. I don't think that's worth it. But yo, another one. That's kind of cool. We got the Shock. Metablo Shot. So a Metabo Shot. This will be good later on when I do the fish thing, because I do want to build fish as a deck later on, and this will be good for that, because I can use the I can use this to get fish back into the deck, and then the Super Ancient Deep Sea King summons them from the deck, so that'll be really good. Also got one of the Jin cards. This is not the one that I actually want. It's Releaser, not Presida. That's the one we need, but Presida's still pretty okay though. Like, it's not a bad card. Letting you draw when you destroy stuff is obviously strong enough. So yeah, that's definitely something worth considering. So I also got this Stardust thing over here. And this special summons itself in the graveyard if you special summon Stardust Dragon. Or like Synchro summon it or something. It's level 1. The idea is you use this with Majestic Dragon to go into Majestic Dragon. But like, it's not a very good card by itself, so nobody really cares. There's another Swat Frog, so that's good. We need more Eye of Greed as well though. Shine Palace over here was a OCG import, so it's not really super good, but like, it's gives you a light monster, 700 attack or something. That's like one of the things that was in the game from the beginning. There's a Fortune Lady, okay, and our first quick draw Synchron too. Not really too fussed about this guy because I think he's in the Duelist pack that we're getting next. So if I don't get a playset of him, that's kind of whatever. But yeah, the Fortune Lady is pretty cool. Again, Dark and Water are the ones that I would want. And there's a second Dark, okay. Maybe I do have to try and like think of Fortune Lady engine here or something. It could be fun. Again, I don't think it's great, but I mean, if we're just gonna get 3 of them in a row, then sure. Alright, give me a playset of Fortune Lady Water, and maybe I'll try and come up with something for the next day. Because that would be hilarious. Really? We're really going down this route, are we? Hey, give me the card and I'll think of a thing for it. Whoa. Oh, okay then. Yeah, maybe I have to. I might need to trade for future visions, I guess, would be the thing for it then. Anyway, Seal of Wickedness. This card I didn't actually mention before. I kind of like this one. So, once per turn during your opponent's standby phase, select 1 face-up card on the field. The selected card's effects are negated during that turn. If you can't kill all of the opponent's stuff, or if they have a really annoying like field spell or something out, this card is actually kind of cool. It does have a maintenance cost, so you can choose to get rid of it, because it can and will affect your own cards as well. So it can be a bit of a backfire, but like I kind of like it. I could see that being played because like draw phase, Seal of Wickedness could actually be kind of neat. Also hoses Fortune Ladies, but you know. Alright, Level Eater, that's actually the first one of these that we got. I think this is also in next Duelist pack, so I wasn't mega worried about it, but yeah, we did need the one of those, so that's fine. Nothing really too fancy to talk about. Otherwise, there's another Djinn of the wrong one. We do need Releaser at some point. But I guess Releaser's not like super necessary at the moment. But still, could be fun, because we have Demise that I could use. Nothing really too fancy in this one. Infinity Force was kind of neat. What does this guy do again, apart from being multicolored? While you control a face of a tap switch monster, your opponent can't blah blah blah. When it's destroyed by a battle, sent to graveyard, add 1 reptile with 500 or less attack. Okay, so it's kind of a Reptilianne like floater card, okay. Meh, not really very good, but I mean I guess it'd be fine with Viper if you could get the 0 attack thing going. Well, there's Fortune Lady Earth. Okay. I would probably play one of them. I think this might be the first Solitaire Magician as well. I would definitely need more of these if I'm going to consider playing Fortune Lady. So, yeah, gotta keep an eye out for that. But, yeah, Solitaire Magician lowers the level of a Fortune Lady by 3 in order to destroy one of the opponent's monsters. There's the ritual one we need. Releaser of Rituals. It's level 3, so it could be a little bit tricky at the moment to use this, but like Cyber Dragon plus this Banish from the Graveyard would be okay. I didn't mention this one either. Spiritual Forest is actually kind of annoying. This actually could be a cool continuous card for Glad Beast, actually. Because each time the first Beast, Beast Warrior, or Plant type monster you control that would be destroyed by battle is not destroyed. Sam Knight is a beast. I think Hoplomys is a rock, so he doesn't count. But like Sam Knight is a beast, Laquari is a beast warrior, Darius is a beast warrior. I think the rest of them are winged beasts, which doesn't count in this. But like that actually protects a couple of them. And then that with like Hedgeguard, you could maybe run that. Yeah, I don't know. That's a neat tech idea. I don't know if I'll actually use it, but it's a cool idea. Alright, 9 packs left to go. Did get the Mother Spider, so if I were gonna try and play spiders, you need 3 of that. It's like the best card. One of their only good ones, too. But Fortune Lady Water, that's the one that we'd still need more of. Did get the effect negating Koa'ki Meiru trap. That's kind of fun. Alright. Just a bit more. Second Mother Spider. Alright. Fair enough, I suppose. Next up, third Mother Spider and a secret rare. I mean, this is a good one, but it's fun, right? Okay. Cannot be special summoned in the graveyard. Rip. When this face-up card you control is destroyed, sent to your graveyard, target 1 spell in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Must have 3 or more spellcasts in your graveyard. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Like, okay, you can't special it from the graveyard, which is meh, but, like, it's 2900, you do need to 2 tribute for it, but, like, if I'm playing enough spellcasters anyway, that's actually kind of good. It's, yeah, delayed, but you get the spell straight back to hand. You don't even... Like, obviously, I would much rather play D-Mark if I had it, Dark Magician Chaos, but I don't. I could see me trying this if I... Yeah, maybe in the... do I even have enough things in the tribute? Probably not, but I could see me want to try that. That seems like a fun card. Alright. It's not Fortune Lady Water, though, so we still need that if I'm going to play them. There's another the Presider dude, so I got a playset of that. I think this is my first Moray of Greed too. That's actually kind of unfortunate, because I do kind of need this too. Maybe I don't need a full playset of this card. That's probably bricky, but also a super rare. I don't actually remember what this does. It's involved in normal monsters, right? Have exactly 3 normal monsters in your graveyard. Special summon this to the hand by removing like 2 of them. Once per turn, you can select in special level 4 lower normal from the graveyard. Meh. Maybe with Dino Rabbit later on you could bring the cards back with that, but seems like it'd be reaching a little bit. I don't know. Cards fine. Force Raider comes out fairly soon, I think. You could maybe use it with that. There's a 4th Presider of Rituals. I can't use that. Swap Frog, I think that would be 4 of them by now, but I know it's at least a playset, which is good. A 5th Presider, really? Man, this was looking good too, and then it's like, suddenly no Fortune Ladies to finish this off. There's another Mario Greed though, that's good. Last pack, let's see what we get. It is Shine Palace, okay. This means I would need to do a trade-in to get Fortune Lady stuff. I don't know if that's worth it, if I'm being totally honest with you. I think this is one I would have to do some experimenting with. Okay. Overall, it's a shame. I'm 1 Fortune Lady Water short of being able to do like a good trade for that. And I would actually try that, I think, too. How'd I fare? Pretty decent. I am missing Fortune Lady Water, unfortunately. But let's see. I'll do it by rarity just so I can show that first, I guess. I got a secret rare. It was the Ice Queen, I think. So we got Weiss, basically. I didn't even make that reference before, but where is she? Yeah, the Ice Queen. So she can't be special summoned from the graveyard, but if she's like 2900 spellcaster. If you've got 3 or more spellcasters in the grave when she gets destroyed and sent to graveyard, you can get a spell back from graveyard to hand, which is pretty cool. But we got that. 1 Fortune's Future. I got triple Dark and only 1 Water. So I would need to get more Fortune Lady Water before I could try and build something that way. But I might do it because it's cool, like, you know? I did get Releaser, so I got the ritual one that I want there. Meta Bow Shark for my fish OTK later on. Knight of Red Lotus, I guess, is kind of fun. You get normal monster stuff support with that, so maybe Dino Rabbit or something later. And then Seal of Wickedness I actually kind of like. During your opponent's standby phase, it negates 1 face-up card on the field, and then it's got a maintenance cost for your own turn. But yeah, this is the big annoyance. I only got 1 Fortune Lady Water, and I'm a little bit sad at that, because I do have 3 Darks, And it's like, I need more water. I can trade for one at the end of this, but I really need the water. Otherwise, I got the Swap Frog that I wanted. I got 2 Moray of Greed. One's down here in 1st edition. 2 Moray of Greed is probably fine. I think 3 would be a bit too bricky most of the time, because you do need other waters in hand for that. I got my playset of Swap Frog. One of them is just like 1st edition. Or at least one of them. I know I got the playset of Swap Frogs, so I'm not worried about that. There he is. I got 5 of them. So I got more 1st edition Swap Frog than regular ones. That's kind of hilarious. What about the Solitaire one? I only got 1 Solitaire Magician. So Fortune Ladies are going to be a bit of a difficult trade-in thing at the moment. And this is kind of where the problem of our trade-in thing is coming in here. I think we need to work out a way of extending the trade-in to trade for like multiple copies of the same card without taking up every slot in the trade-in. Because a lot of these archetype stuff that we'd want to play, we need like a ton of the cards from them. But if we don't draw nearly enough of them, we could just never play it, right? That's a little bit... I feel like we need to sort of fix that. Yeah, we might need to do something like that. I wouldn't be against that. Also, I got 5 Presider of Rituals. This is what makes me sad here. I got 5 of this card, and I only got 1 Fortune Lady Water. Like, come on. 10 commons. So yeah, I mean, we could do something like that. Because I know we have plenty of some of these things. Anyway, I'm going to start fixing up some of these. I don't think the deck is going to change too much from what I had before at the moment. Honestly, the onus is on Kib to see what he can do about it right now. And I'm fine playing Glads for this round and then taking the trade next time round and trying to make something different. I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. But yeah, the onus is on Kib right now to change up what he's doing. So once I've fixed up my stuff here, I'm probably gonna roll in with a very similar deck from last time, because let's be real, it worked, and I want to see how it fares today. I have other ideas that I've shown him that I will play, but right now that's not. I think I want to try them out again and see what we get. I really want to try this thing though. This is why I want to try and play the Fortune Ladies at some point. Because I actually think the Ice Queen is neat. I was gonna say cool, but you know, she's pretty cold, not cool. But yeah, I actually think Ice Queen is like really not bad right now. Yep. Thank you for the good luck, and yeah, check and see how he's doing with stuff as well. Koa'ki Meiru, Sea Panther. Yeah, I did get the level leader as well, so I've got what I needed out of this set, really. Other than, I mean, I wasn't even looking to play Fortune Ladies, but since I got like triple dark in a row, it's like, maybe I do actually kind of want to try them, but I'm missing out a little bit on them, which is unfortunate. But you know, get it? Because they're Fortune Ladies. Oh. So funny. Anyway. No Synchros in this set, actually, but I think that's fine, because most of the Synchros in here aren't actually very good. Plus, I kind of got Light End Dragon from before, so it's like, I have more than enough to go with on that. I do not need more stuff that way. Yeah, Spiritual Forest is honestly one that could be interesting to... Maybe if I can find space in the side deck, I'll put that in. Yeah, let's just get these set up here. 1-0 Gardener too, but I don't think I'm going to be playing that. Okay, let's move these into the sort box because we do have more stuff coming later, and let's go ahead and get into Dueling Book over here. Yeah, it was a bit of a shame that, since I did get a secret, it's kind of a shame that it was, like, not Archlord Christia or something like that, but honestly, Ice Queen is not a bad option to look at. Okay, so we're going in with the deck constructor. Right now, it is the Glad Beast deck that I have here still. I'm probably going to stick with this, at least for just now, because this deck really did function well, and I would like to see where it goes from here. So, for those who didn't see the last time around we played this, let's go over the immediate deck here from the Hidden Arsenal stuff, and then we'll potentially consider including the Spiritual Forest somewhere in here. So, the Gladiator Beast stuff is all revolving around getting Geysaris and Heraclinos out here, using our two Bestiaries, the two Darius, because they res monsters from the graveyard if we can get them set up there. To a quest, this gets back any of the Gladiator Beasts or the War Chariot, which right now I only have one copy of, but we'll work on that. The one Hoplomus, I don't really need more than one, but this guy does have 2100 defense. It's a bit harder to get over than most of the other ones. Two Liquari, because he's got 2100 attack, and is also needed for Heraclinos. So, yeah, you need that and Bestiari as the main ones. Bestiari also pops spell and traps when it gets special summoned by a Glad Beast effect, so that's pretty good. The one Murmilio, because you can pop problem monsters with it. Sam Knight is here because it's a level 3 beast. It does have a decent enough effect in its own right, because you could get War Chariot out of the deck with this, but it's mostly because it's a level 3 beast that you can use with Rescue Cat. And then Sekitor actually did its job last time around. This thing's a bit scary to use, but if you can bring this out with a Glad Beast and then have it survive battle, you can just get Heraclinos out immediately. This thing is actually, it's very good if you can protect it. Speaking of protecting, we do have the Hedge Guards over here. So this is a hand trap that lets you protect your monster from battle for one battle. Unfortunately, it's not the whole turn, but it protects it from one battle by halving its attack. So if you use this on someone like Hoplomus, who's in defense, then it doesn't really matter that it stops you from having more attack power, because he's in defense anyway. If the opponent's only got one monster, or, you know, that could get over your stuff, this thing just hand traps them and stops them from destroying you, and then you get your Glad Beast effect off at the end of the battle phase. It's really cool. So then we got a free Rescue Cat because it's on its pre-errata at the moment. This card is disgusting for what we want here. Rescue Cat lets you get out your Sam Knight plus the Test Tiger over here. So then you contribute Test Tiger, put the Sam Knight back into the deck, get any Glad Beast effect out that you want. So you can pop it back, or you can destroy the monster, you can Sekitor with it. It's amazing. And then you can also get X-Saber Airbellum out with it as well, which lets you go into some Synchro plays. So Rescue Cat ends up being a level 6 Synchro monster, which we will go into in a sec, because there's some actually really good ones for that. Using it as just a test. I mean, he's testing Kib's patience, I'm sure, so that's something. And then one Witch of the Black Forest. This card's on the chopping block at this point. Like, I do have two of them, but I can't fit it in at the moment. This card, like, deck space is really tight in this thing. It's getting difficult to change anything right now. As far as the spell traps go, 2 Book of Moon. I don't have a third one. That's more or less the thing there. But Book of Moon lets me protect the Glad Beasts as well from dangerous battles that we'd otherwise be afraid of. Cold Wave shuts down all of the spell and trap answers that would follow like a Rescue Cat thing here. So if I could go like Cold Wave, Rescue Cat, Sekitor, Hedgeguard, Sekitor, and get like Heraclinos out for free, basically. It could be a little bit expensive, but like, yeah, there's plenty of good stuff we can do with that. Dark Hole, I mean, these are the staple cards: Dark Hole, Graceful Charity, Heavy Storm. Monster Reborn, Painful Choice, especially good in this deck because Darius gets set up with this thing. Pot of Greed, Regeki, they're all just the standard stuff here. I'm only playing 1 Mystical Space Typhoon and 1 Dust Tornado in the main deck. I do need my spell and trap removal so I can shut out a lot of opposition plays, I suppose, but Cold Wave does a pretty good job of that as well. So this is more or less fine. Kib does have access to Imperial Order, so I want Dust as well as MST here, because he could just Imperial Order my my spell cards, and then I can't destroy that. So that would be really annoying. As far as the rest of the traps go, Compulse is really good because it stops Synchro play stuff. Also, it helps me control the nature of the battlefield, so I can attack over stuff as attack without having to worry about being too weak. War Chariot negates effects. If you've got a Glad Beast on the field, I'd play 3 of this if I had it, but right now I don't. Kunai with Chain is surprisingly good, actually. This is kind of the 3rd Book of Moon, more or less. It gives me a little bit of an attack boost if I want to make sure that I can get over something, but it also switches a monster to defense if I wanted to. So it, again, dictates the pace of play, but also could let me damage step shenanigans and get over a monster with an otherwise too weak Laquari or a quest or something, and then trigger the effect of the Glad Beast. So it's pretty good. Then Trap-wise, just Mirror Force and 2 Torrential Tribute for the destruction stuff. That is more or less all that we really need. Side deck wise, I have a Gale in the side deck at the moment because it's a good tuner monster, more or less. The Gale alongside the 2 Sirocco are more or less there for dealing with opposing Blackwing strategies, because that's what Kib has been playing a lot recently. Sirocco lets you take the attack of every Blackwing in play, not just the ones on your field, so you can do some pretty ridiculous numbers with this. It can also normal summon itself out, so that's fine. And if Sirocco's in play, Gale can special summon itself, and you can get a level 8 Synchro with that. Plus, Gale is just a good standalone monster, since it can halve the attack and defense of any monster the opponent has out, so you can use it to run over anything that is less than... It can crash with 2600 monsters. Anything less than that, you can run over it, so pretty strong in its own right. The 2 Cyber Dragon, because I might need something a little bit stronger. These will probably come in instead of the Hedge Guard if I find that this doesn't work, but I might need something a little bit more powerful. The Glad Beasts are decent, but they're not that strong in attack. Like 1600, 1500, 18 is the highest it gets to. You know, they do suffer against things like Shura or other strong, like, normal summons, so that's a bit of a problem. So this is why Cyber Dragon is on the side. Tribe Infecting Virus is there because mono-type decks are still a thing, like Blackwing is all-wing beast. So Tribe is good in specific situations. I don't really need it as a main deck thing here, but it is good if I can pull that off. My Body as a Shield is Icarus Attack and double Mirror Force and Torrential Tribute, basically. Kib's playing a lot more destruction stuff than he used to, so now My Body is a good side deck card to have in for that. The 3rd Spell Trap Destruction, the Mystical Space Typhoon, is in here. I don't have 2 Dust Tornado, but I'd probably play MST anyway, let's be real. But yeah, I do want another one, because if a continuous effect like Black Whirlwind or field spells, or really any sort of problematic continuous thing, Gozen Match would be pretty bad actually for this deck, so, or Rivalry of Warlords, something like that. So kind of need to make sure I have enough spell trap removal around, and this is the way to do it. And then we have 2-hole Blackhorn Heaven. This stops the inherent special summons of Borer and Gale, as well as Synchro summoning, so that's kind of fine. Bottomless Trap Hole, I don't know if 2 Torrential Tribute is actually correct for a deck like this. I have a feeling it is, because then I get a clean shot at the board afterwards, but just in case, Bottomless Trap Hole is still a really good card in its own right. We do kind of want that around. And then the anti-trap stuff, because there are a couple of really nasty traps that Gladiator Beasts can kind of suffer from. Mirror of Oaths is a really bad card for this deck to go up against, so I want to make sure I have some trap negation as well. And Trapstone can be chained to anything that's not a counter trap to block it out, but just in case, like, counter traps are the problem here, 7 Tools of the Bandit is something I picked up in the retro packs that will let me handle that as well. So that is more or less the thing here. The only card from this new set that I am considering for this deck is the Spiritual Forest, which is this card here. So the first time each beast, warrior, or plant type monster you control would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. So that would stop the destruction of Samnite, Airbellum, Darius, and Laquari. It will not stop destruction of Samnite, or not Samnite, Bestiari or Quest, because they're winged beasts. Obviously this guy's an Arquus, so it doesn't stop that anyway. And then Sekito's a reptile, so he's screwed either way. But it also would stop the first destruction of Airbalum, and even test Tiger Rescue Cat if I am like desperate and I have to set the Tiger or something. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it does prevent like 6 of my Glad Beasts from being destroyed once in the battle, which is pretty solid. Because like that combined with Hedgeguard would be quite good, but I don't think it's good enough. Maybe as a side deck card, though I don't know what I would side out right now. Maybe the Bottomless Trap Hole? How many of these did I actually get anyway? Spiritual Forest. I got 4, so I can play as many as I would need. It's a bit of a do-nothing card though, and not really too fussed by it. Heraclinos is a Beast Warrior, however. So like this would super protect Heraclinos as well. It's like you can't use the spell or trap against it, you can't kill it by battle. So like that'd be neat, but I don't think it's quite good enough. If I wasn't teching for Blackwing, like with the Sirocco, I would probably play the Forest, right, in the side deck. So I mean, maybe that's something worth considering. The other thing I could consider here is like Premature Burial as well. So like this would be the other option, is if I take out the 2 Sirocco, because I don't know if I actually need them against Blackwing at this point. If I take out the 2 Sirocco, then I could play, like, I would probably need to take out one other card as well at that point. And play like 2 Forest and the Premature. Yeah, so if I take out Bottomless and the 2 Sirocco, then I could side deck 2 Forest to maybe try it out. And Premature. Premature Burial would give me another access to like the Bestiary and stuff like that to try and get Contact Fusion going, right? I might regret that, but I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like I shouldn't need the Sirocco this time around. I showed him the tech like 2 rounds ago. I didn't use it when we played the Hidden Arsenal set. I think I'm gonna try it with this. Okay, so that's the deck we are going to use, I think. So, whilst we wait, let's let's take a look at them fortune ladies, huh? So, I need... What do we even need? Do that. Remove all of that because we don't need those. Probably do still need you though. Won't need that, won't need that. Debatable. September Fest. Yeah, so I would really like to see if these are actually any good. So I got 1 fire. I did get triple light. I need ways of making that not miss timing. I currently only have 1 water. I didn't get any wind, which is probably okay. I don't think wind is the best one. I got triple dark and 1 earth. Oh, they have a synchro monster nowadays. This is much too recent, but like that's kind of neat. I mean, that would be great, but we can't get that one. That's also too recent. I got 1 of that. I think I got 1 of that too. Alright, let's save this off then. Meow! I have potential stuff I need to talk about trading for later on because I was real close to being able to do something cool here, but I'm missing like 2 copies of a couple of the cards that I just can't quite do it with yet. But I was real close, dude. This was almost going to turn into a let's make a deck for the next 20 minutes type thing because honestly,
yeah, I can imagine so.
So yeah, I may need to actually speak on, even if it would give the game away a bit, I may need to speak on seeing if you got copies of stuff I'd be able to trade for after this.
Well, we'll find out, I guess. After this fun times here.
Yeah! Boink! Alright, you got me. Well done.
Well, this time I did. Alright.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Good luck, buddy.
Good luck with duel.
Because we're gonna be starting off with a good old graceful charity, as we do.
As is tradition.
Still gotta work out a way of getting a trade for you on this one. Because I do still have that spare one. Alright, Bestiary in the graveyard.
Get down some luck before the rain comes in. Alright. Have a good one.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of rain coming here, so yeah, best luck, Barney. I'm actually not sure. Huh, what would be the best bet here? You know, I think I can put Sam Knight in the grave here as well. Then we're going to do our usual Seterino here, and you're good to go.
Good old T-pose. Good old T-pose. Alright, then. Well, I'm gonna follow suit.
Ooh. That's unexpected.
Except I'm gonna add 1 more.
Yeah, of course you could, because you can, yeah, why not? Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
Anything on the draw stuff, by the
No.
way? No, okay. Because I know I just kind of flipped through my phases there. It was just like...
No, that's fine.
You would tell me, I'm sure, anyway. Huh. Well... Yeah, this is a bit of a confusing one. I'm not, I don't know what to do with that. Alright, let's normal summon Murmillo. Unfortunate to draw that, but I do have Test Tiger in hand, so...
Alright, on that summon...
Book of Moon on...
Book of Moon the Test Tiger.
Okay, that's fine. He will get set. That's good. That's actually a really good use of it, because yeah, now I can't flip the thing. We don't have priority in this game, so nope, that's good. Alright, well, I will still go battle, I will still hit.
Yep.
Oh!
It is right go.
Oh, okay. What would you like to...
So destroy Murmillo.
Yep, okay. To the grave it goes, and you will mill your...
And then mill 3.
Oh, wow, that's painful. Okay, well, I don't get
Fine.
my thing, so that's fine. I will set one more, and especially now I've seen Heavy Storm has gone milled, and you are good to go.
Harumph.
I know. Not bad at all. That's a. See, this is where Book of Moon is really good, right? It's a really good use of stopping that. So.
Yeah, pretty useful. All right, so let's normal summon Garoth.
Yep, that is fine.
It's fine. All right. Battle phase. He'll poke that kitty.
I am gonna Book of Moon him.
Meh.
Yeah, I think I kind of want to keep him alive.
Yeah, I'll have to enter on that.
Okay, let's just make absolute sure this ain't gonna go south. I'm gonna end face Dusty, the other face down you've got.
Meh.
Alright, that's not particularly what I need it to be, but it doesn't matter. Alright, let's go Darius.
Normal summon Darius.
Alright, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. We're gonna flip summon the Witch, and we're gonna get Testy out here as well. I don't think I particularly want to, like, okay, Garoth has got 1300 defense, right? Yeah, okay. Because I'm thinking I don't particularly want to test Tiger this guy, I don't think. However, if I do, I could... Because I could get it into Sekitor, which would be pretty good. But then I can't kill Garoth, which is not so good. Oh no, I guess I could. It would just have to be main 2. God, that's actually kind of annoying. I don't know what... So part of me wants to go ahead and like test this guy back in so that I can get like Sekitor, get the 2 Glads out that way. But the fact that Mamillo was in my opening hand is a little bit annoying here because that means I can't just destroy the monster with the card effect afterwards.
Yeah.
This is where my inexperience of the deck is coming in. It's like, I could just go battle phase because I can get this thing to pop anyway, but then I don't get Sekitor out. But how much of a problem is that, really? God. Sorry, I know I'm taking ages on this, and it's just like, it's probably a really easy decision, but it's like, it's just knowing that your defense is stronger than Witch. Is like, what do I actually do about that? Because I can't test into Geysaris here either. That's the other annoying thing. Oh no, I can't. No, because I can't bring Darius out with it, right? If I because Darius is the one I have on the field. If I could bring out, you know. Actually, wait, can you?
You can still. Okay. So, Gladiator Beast, if you attack or are attacked, whether you take damage or not, your effect still goes through for Gladiator Beast. So, even if you attack and take damage, you still activate the effect of a monster that, you know, has the effect.
Right, and that's where...
Like, if you do Test Tiger to Darius to get Sekitor, he attacks, then at the end of the battle phase, you would summon your true Gladiator Beast, right?
Right, and that's where the idea comes in with alright, and well, they'd be summoned by their effect at that point too, so then Darius could get Also, I'm just reading, Test Tiger actually doesn't state what I thought it did there. It's yeah, tribute this, target a face of Glad Beast monster you control, shuffle the target into the deck, then special summon 1 Glad Beast monster from your deck and treat it as if it's special. That doesn't say that it's the same, that you can't use the same one. So, like, I could Test Tiger Darius into another Darius to get Geysaris out that way.
I mean, unless Test Tiger is specifically saying, like, if it's and this is saying like it's the Gladiator Beast effect. So Gladiator Beast Darius effect is special summon something other than Gladiator Beast Darius.
Yeah, which is not the way that it's worded. It's target a face-up Glad Beast monster, shuffle that Glad Beast into the deck, then special summon a Glad Beast from your deck, and treat it as if it was special summoned by the effect of a Glad Beast.
Which is a specific type.
Yeah,
Okay. No,
so you can,
sense,
unless I'm really misinterpreting, I'm gonna just double check, but unless I'm really misinterpreting this, you could test Tiger into the same one. You just need to have another one in the deck first, I think. You can special summon. Yeah, you can special summon a Gladiator Beast with the same name as the one that was returned to the deck. That is a play that could happen, and then I could do it that way around. But I actually kind of like the idea of that you mentioned with Secutor a little bit better here, so I shouldn't have flipped up the Witch, but that's fine. So yeah, I think I'm going to tribute the Tiger, put this thing back into the deck, and I'm going to get Secutor out. Because I think that works a little bit better here. So then we will go into battle. Secutor will hit, and I will take the 9.
900.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then we go to the end of the battle phase here. We can bring out our 2 boys, which one of them I think needs to be Darius because of the bestiary in the grave, and then the other one. I mean, part of me wants to put Laquari out, but I don't think that's the smartest idea. I think a quest is probably better actually, because then I get a Glad Beast back into my hand here. Yeah, I think that's probably better. So we'll go with that. So then both of these have had the thing. So both of them are optional. I'll put them whatever chain. So we need to get. I need to get Bestiari out of the grave with Darius, and then I'm gonna get Sam Knight to my hand with the quest. Okay, so then we go into main 2. Right, so Effects negated, shuffled into the deck when this card leaves the field. I think probably the best 2 to consolidate here. Obviously I've got to do Bestiari, but I think the other best one to do is Secutor, because he's going to get run over by Envin. Granted, the other 2 kind of are as well, but I think this is still probably better to shuffle those 2 back in, because I can't do Heraclinos here, but I don't think I need to. We're going to grab...
Don't you need a 3rd one?
No, but Gyzaris is only 2. Bestiari plus 1 Glad Beast.
Gyzaris, okay.
Yeah, I don't have Laquari on field, so I can't do Heraclinos. So we're going to bring this one out, and then he's going to pop the Garoth. And then I guess I don't need to put the token on him because he doesn't actually have an effect like that. Okay, and yeah, we're going to end turn. Sorry for taking so long with that. I probably didn't even do it right anyway, but I feel like I needed to at least try and work through that a bit and go, okay, what do I have to do with this turn, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
I was trying to think if there was any way that I could get Heraclinos out in a decent fashion, but I couldn't without like leaving your monster alive, and that seemed kind of bad. Okay, 16, is that 16, 32, 40, 50, 70, yeah, I think that is game. We're gonna Regeki. And then the Sam Knight, yeah. So it's 11, 27.
5, 6, 64,
I think it's by
70.
100.
Yep,
yeah, by 100.
No, I think it's like by 91.
Okay,
actually.
91? Alright, I apparently can't count. I was trying to work
Maybe,
it through.
no,
I was
I
like,
thought, yeah, I see it. It's game. It was
yikes. Yeah, again, I'm sorry I made you sit through like 5 minutes of me just trying to think through all the plays of it there, and I know it was like voicing them all as well seems kind of weird, but you already know what's in the deck with it that way. You know what options I'd have available for it, so it was just a case of I feel like we could just kind of talk that one out because there's no secrets involved in the Glad plays, right? Once you've seen them and once you know which ones are available, it's like, okay, I know exactly what is possible here.
Yep. All right. Second again.
Okay.
Not quite a 1/3 kill, but that was a pretty good one.
That was, yeah, that was a lot of damage off on that. Okay, I am going to do that and that. Go ahead.
Oh, fun. All right. Well, this is a good card to draw on first turn.
Ooh, yep, it sure is.
I haven't seen that.
There you go, buddy.
Not be destroyed by battle.
It's a hand. That's a hand
battle.
trap effect, so it's
Yeah.
That might tell you a little bit about what's going on here.
2100
Yep.
defense.
All
right.
Monster card. Oh, hey, Black Cook, how you doing?
All right. Well, he's gonna get
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Dragon.
Dragon. Horse Dragon, but Dragon.
Yes. Weird, isn't he?
Yeah, it's like a horse, but Dragon. All right, battle phase. Let's have him attack directly.
Yep, that'll be fine. I will take the 2.
All right. Then I will set 3.
3 cards. Okay, first off, you need to mill your 3 for your
Mill
your
3.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, heavy storm every time, man. Ah, you did play the hunter.
And
okay.
I mean, no secrets.
No. I'm gonna dust tornado the middle one.
That's a good one.
Ooh, yeah, torrential. Okay. Oh. That's amazing. I don't think it really helps at the moment, but I'm gonna play heavy storm.
Well, it kind of does.
Oh, so you really want to preserve that of a back row, huh?
Well, I'm preserving. I'm just not just preserving, but just stopping your magic.
No, I'm gonna MST it. The order.
You can quick play it.
Yeah.
Ah! Fine. So this has to go anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So that can't be done because it's quick play.
Yeah, if it's from the hand, it's quick play. Yeah. Yeah, this ain't going well, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Geralt makes a return.
Ow. Yeah, I'm gonna.
I guess it's okay.
I'm gonna take both. Yeah.
And let me do that. All right. So, end phase. Dragonoff mills first.
Yep.
Has to do this in order and such. So yeah.
There.
And then Gareth mills 2.
Yep.
And draw for each Lightsworn monster sent there.
Which is none.
Nope.
You might want to just put 1 counter on Dragonif so that you know it's 23 at the moment.
Yeah. Because there is the one Lightsworn, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do that and pass.
No, let's not do anything special. Battle phase. Gareth, can you poke at it?
Yeah, you
Is it
got
okay?
it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do anything special there.
Yeah, that can happen with these sometimes. I mean, it is a little bit of a combo deck. Sometimes you just don't draw any cards that you can use in the opening hand, and it's just like, well, you know, it is not gonna. It is never gonna be perfect with this stuff. That is always the thing to remember with this. It is like as oppressive as it looks when it works, it is not always going to work. So
no,
that is something that is worth keeping in mind. Okay. And I mean, hey, sometimes that's where
all the more important.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's where that one card actually really matters too. Is the that one extra card that you draw at the start sometimes is that big of a deal, right? Because if I had one extra card there, maybe I could have drawn out of that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna normal summon.
Okay.
And set. End phase. Mill. How many? Three?
Three, yeah. Oh, wow. Monster Reborn going as well. Okay. Okay, let's normal summon Horse.
Horse. Horse, of course, the horse, of course.
Yeah, let's just try and fight here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna allow it.
Thinking. No, I guess that's fine. If you're gonna Mirror Force on one, that's probably okay for me. Alright, we're gonna...
You know I have Mirror Force, so Open You would have me do that to more than one. It's kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair as well. Yeah, seeing two Spell Trap Destructions go here as well is unfortunate. The Lightsworn giveth and the Lightsworn taketh away. Yeah, clearly we need Ojamas, indeed. There you go. That's what we need. Need more Ojamas over here.
Jama. Yeah, let's see if we can do that. I'm gonna normal summon.
Resonator. So you're gonna get a level 6 out.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Essential?
I want to see where
Okay,
where this goes. Go ahead.
I want to see where this goes. Of course you do.
Okay, so get Bionic. Alright.
Bionic. So, from here I can activate his effect to discard a card, which will be that one, to send that card back up to hand.
I'm gonna chain it. It's Book of Moon, so I'll hit the Bionic with that. And I'm pretty sure this should just go to grave here rather than going back to hand.
When you activate it, yeah.
because I activated it. So I'm pretty sure that's how it goes with that. I will actually double check because it's one of those weird things.
Yeah, yep. Gotta make sure of that. Is it only voice? Really?
Oh no.
How long has been down on that for? Jeez. Welcome back, Ronnie. Wow. That did not take much.
No.
Alright. We'll pause the stream there then. Give me a second.
Whoa. Even if one of the cards targeted by the effect of Bionic Dragon and the Ice Barrier is no longer on the field when the effect resolves, the remaining cards are still returned to hand. Okay, I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right, but no. Okay, that's fine. The rescue archetype, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing anything that says it would go back to hand. I mean, again, I'm fairly sure it wouldn't, but then again, there are some other sort of weird things that happen with that, so...
That's annoying.
Yeah, used cards go to the grave. That's what I wanted to be sure of. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you had to make sure of that. All right.
Okay.
All right. We're good to go.
Right. I just need to get my chat back up because I kind of overwrote the thing with that. All right. So, Brionic is at 1400 defense. Yeah, which I can see on my own side as well. So we're gonna summon Horse the Second.
A second.
Because why not?
Two impressive one.
Yeah, I play 2 of them at the moment, and then we're gonna run over it. And then end of phase, he's gonna go back into the deck here, and I mean it's an empty board, so it's again a little bit of a weird one. I'm gonna put Laquaria.
Oh god, how many nicknames have you guys made? That's only the 3rd nickname we've thought of, mister. And besides that, it's just the 2nd one anyway, so like, you know.
I call a lot of things horse, so I wouldn't really be too worried on that one.
Alright, so I'm gonna normal summon.
Okay, yeah, I think I know where this might be going, but...
And turn.
Ah! I guess I don't know where this is going. Alright then. Oh, that's an unfortunate top deck on your side, though. I've got Bestiari.
Yep.
Ouch. So, Bestiari contact stuff here, I can put these back in, shuffle up.
Contact fusion.
Yeah, it basically is, isn't it?
Yep.
So then I can bring out the Gyzaris, who can pop just the Krebs.
Destroy us.
Yeah,
Two cards
up
in the
to.
field. Yep.
So, battle phase, he'll hit in for 24. And then he'll contact out in order to go into Laquaria and Darius here.
Subaru, give me strength.
So that'll be that.
Alright, so
you, because you popped the horse earlier on, so I can bring that out here. And main 2, you know what's coming with that. We're gonna Heraclean this up here.
yep.
Again, as soon as I find a freaking thing for it, I don't know why I have such trouble like looking at 2T deck or 2P deck. I don't know why I just keep missing that, but and yeah, Heraclean comes out.
Heraclean.
Go for it. Yo, you summoned Horse Exodia. Horseodia, there you go. Yeah.
Horstodia. Sure. Well, I knew this card was going to come out eventually, again. So guess what? He's
nice. That's cool. Okay, yep. Back
so
in
attack,
he
back
goes.
to
Yep.
hand.
That's awesome.
Main 2.
Yeah. Well played, dude. Very well played.
Mole is the best thing ever. Alright, gotta have to enter.
Alright, let's summon Mermillo. I keep drawing this stupid card and I really don't want it. It's super annoying.
Yep.
Alright, battle phase, we're gonna go in.
Yep.
Okay, he's gonna tag out in the end here, and Bestiari is gonna be the one that comes in.
Bestiari.
So Bestiari can pop the back row.
Philly.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, this is going to be interesting. So, I'm going to activate...
Ooh, somebody got this off of their wheel last time, huh? Neat. Okay, so you discard a Lightsworn, you draw 2, and then you mill 2. Okay.
Yep, so the Lightsworn and Dragon is Dragon.
Awesome.
So we draw 2.
Yep, and then mill 2.
And then we have to mill 2.
Multiple Grand Roll, I like it. I've done that in the past as well, so I like it.
Earth music. I like it. Alright, well, I'm going to make a good old T-pose.
Okay. Let's see. What can we do about that? I mean, I think this is a reasonable enough thing to try and do. No. Actually, you are probably better. Normal summon Hopeless?
Hippopotamus. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. These two are gonna contact again, then go back into deck, shuffle that up. As soon as it lets me do that, which is fine. Geysaris can come back in. And on summon, yeah, on summon, unless the summon gets negated, he'll pop the 2 cards.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to activate it then.
Yeah. Yep, that's fine. I was kind of figuring it was torrential. That's why I kind of went in with Hopeless first. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Well, this is interesting.
Yeah, this is a funky situation at the moment. But hey, so I know you had the mole.
Yeah, you know of the mole, and the mole's gonna give a glow poke.
Yep, and that will obviously get in. I think I have Karibo at this point, but I'm not going to play it at this stage of the game. Doesn't even protect my battles, so you know.
Lane 2. Ooh. Set and turn.
Okay. Right, so I know Order is gone. So I think I'm safe to Graceful here.
Yep.
Okay. Wow, how have I only got 2 cards in my graveyard? What?
That's what I was about to say. Like, you only have 2 cards. I have 17.
How has that happened? Okay, I think this might be a bit of a backbreaker if I go ahead and do this well. I'm going to discard a quest, and I think am I actually going to discard that? Yeah, I really want to, but I don't think it's... I really want to discard that because I think the rest of the hand is what I actually need here, but yeah, fuck it, I'm going to discard Darius.
Force 1 and
yep.
Force 2.
We're going to Heavy Storm. Feels a little bad doing it as a 1-for-1, but oh, there it is. Yep. I'm going to Darkhold. And I'm gonna normal summon Airballoon. And I think this is where the bat. I think this is where the bat gets broken. We're gonna battle phase. We're gonna hit directly, and rip the last card out of the hand. Oh, Own Heavy Storm. Okay, go ahead. So maybe it wasn't quite as backbreaking as I thought then, but still.
Well, top draw.
Yep.
Battle phase?
I'm gonna have to Mirror Force it.
That's game.
I need a monster. That is actually not yet game. As much as I want it to be, it's actually not yet game. Okay, yeah, he's really nothing special. Yeah, I'm just gonna go battle phase and I'm just gonna hit 16. Go ahead.
Discard a card. What card?
Yeah, what card? It was such a tough choice to like keep the discard the Glad Beast to keep this thing, by the way. But I was like, if I get that last card out of hand, then this is gonna be a really bad situation for you. So I was like, I need to just go for it. Okay, and that is game this time. How? I was gonna say, how do we want to do it? But that's being too much of an ass. I'm just gonna Regeki.
I mean, how many times have you said that at this point?
So my summon for my like play for turn, I had Judo, I had Test Tiger as my draw last turn. So I was really tempted to make a level 6 Synchro here, but then it was like, there's nothing that actually gains you off of that. Iron Chain Dragon could be interesting to mill another 3 cards out of the deck, but it was like, that seems kind of bad. I'm not gonna go with that. And then yeah, top decking. It was one turn too late, because if I'd have top decked this the turn beforehand, that would have been game straight up. But yeah, damn, that was close though. Like that was not anywhere near as quote unquote one-sided as the last run of this deck that we did. This is why I need more Chariot, so I can stop stuff like Grandma from killing me. Because I would be able to Chariot against against that effect.
Well, Grand Mole, Skill Drain, Mirror of Oaths, like some other cards.
Oh, you pulled a kitty!
But if you... Yeah, I didn't get to use the kitty. Because I didn't draw it. Go figure. Can't draw the cards I want.
I did not get the kitty. I looked at it, was like, the Shire is probably worse than kitty. I was like, these cards don't seem super good. They are different names at least, so JD can work a little bit better with them. But yeah, like, I didn't pull the kitty. So once again, yeah, your Lightsworns definitely fierce, that's for sure. that was really
That
close.
especially could be though. So oh well.
We're getting there. Yeah, so the GP Hunts is an interesting one. It's awkward to tell really like how good it actually is. Like in theory, it's nice if you set it, and they just don't have any way of getting over it, right? But this is why I've still got a side deck Cyber Dragon as an option. Because it's like, well, if I don't have something like Cyber Dragon, then I might just get hosed by that card. So, I don't know. And then, yeah, like, Grand Mole is always good, but, like, that's a very, very nice way of dealing with Heracleus at the moment. I do agree with that. And, yeah, Mirror of Oaths coming in as well, as I mentioned to you yesterday. It's like, this card is very specific, so you don't want to play it against everything, but if it works, it's a absolutely amazing card, you know.
I am trying so hard to keep my compliment to myself here. I gotta find that funny now.
I'm sorry, am I messing up with the stuff right there?
Well, no, I'm just like my first immediate thought is like, see, even with the suggestion of my opponent, I still lose. But again, that's if I'm gonna go like down that rabbit hole, which that's not the point of this. That's not the point of us doing this kind of thing. That's not the point of these duels, whatever. We're still enjoying ourselves doing the duels in the first place. Like that's still the one thing that I gotta make sure people know this. I'll just go ahead and say this now as well, since I'm bringing that up here. I know on both sides, we both have our moments where we're annoyed, angry, upset, very pissed off at the draws that the other person has. I know I'm not saying I'm very immune to you being angry on one side. I know sometimes on my end it's been one-sided, sometimes on your end it's been one-sided, very much so. But the point of this is that you know, these duels are still just for the fun of it. Like, I don't know how much you grew up with it. You mentioned you grew up a couple of times with it. I only grew up with the main simple game. Like, I only went with the main simple Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I haven't done much of GX and much of that, because so everything here is still new territory. So, you know, there's still a lot of cards here that I think are all right by themselves, but then you don't realize like how busted they can be. Gladiator Beast,
yep,
staring you right in the fucking eye.
Yep. I massively underestimated these cards. I will be fully honest with you.
Yeah, if I had the cards of Gladiator Beast, I would actually try it. But even with that said, though, like, we can get pissed off at the game all we want, but the grand scheme of things here, we're still playing the game because we still find enjoyment in it. It's kind of like when you have that one game you grow up with and you know you can't beat it when you're growing up, but you still try anyway because you find enjoyment in just beating something. Or in the fact that even if you don't do good at it, you're still having fun with it. So, like, if it ever comes across that either of us are pissed off at each other or we're pissed off at the game, it's just a heat of the moment kind of thing. Simply as that. And with Cal and I, we've been friends for, gosh, how long has it been since we did that Legend of Zelda video?
Oh man, like, way too long. I feel like it's been, well, it must be nearly a decade by now, if not more.
I mean, at this point, it's been a decade. So
long,
I mean,
yeah.
Cal and I have known each other for a long time, so we've been buds since. And I mean, we're not personal buds. We just know each other on like a personal level, but we've still been buds for a long time, and we know each other to a degree. We know we're honest with each other. We know that we're just here for fun, and we know that sometimes we get annoyed with something, and we've seen our ugly sides more times than we care to count at this point. So, just for the people out there that see this in now while streaming or in future recordings or whatever, if it ever feels like that, if we're like annoyed with each other or angry or whatever, we're not. I mean, it's just the heat of the moment. It's just the heat of the game. We're still enjoying ourselves with this game. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. It's a puzzle, and I mean, there's a very good point just got brought up in here as well. To be honest, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is luck-based. Yeah, it's a card game that's full of powerhouse stuff here. That there is going to be a lot of luck involved in it too, and we saw both sides of that for me in this one. Like, after a lot of thought, the first game was a big combo off, and then the second one, I didn't really get anything, despite the potential of this deck. It's like I just didn't really draw anything I could use. So like, it works both ways, and sometimes that gets a little bit frustrating, but a lot of this I find is, it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle that you don't always know how it's gonna turn out, and that's interesting in its own right. But it's like you always have a solid like game plan to go in with, and most of the time there's not a direct like counter deck sort of thing for it. It's like I don't even know how I still won against the Blackwing stuff, to be honest. But it's like, you go in with your strategy, but sometimes you've got to adapt on the fly for it and do all sorts of funky stuff, like discarding all your glad beasts so you can summon air pellet. The weird things in time. It's like you got to be able to adapt on it, and that's one of the things I've always found the most interesting with this game, is that it isn't just like chess in a way, I suppose, where you already know all of the in theory you already know all the possible moves and stuff that can come out. It's like here you've got to adapt to the different wacky things that could come in.
Those people that play 3-layer chess, by the way, suck on a stick.
Right, so anyway, let's go over some of the cool stuff, huh?
One question before we move on here. If Gladiator Beast Geysaris is in the graveyard, can you summon it from the graveyard with Darius?
Must first be special summoned, so yes. Yes. If you monster reborn this thing, it still destroys stuff. Oh dear. When this card is special summoned, not when this card is special summoned from the extra deck. Oh! Uh-oh. Okay, so don't keep it in the graveyard. That's...
So that's good to know.
Yeah, because its effect is not remotely associated with being special summoned by, like, the contact stuff that way.
Yeah.
I think. Although, it does say special summon, not fusion, so maybe you can't special summon it from the grave.
So it has to be special summoned by shuffling the above cards into your deck, which is not...
Yeah, and that's what's kind of getting me. It might actually just... Like, it's worded weird because it says must first be, but... I actually don't think you can... I'm going to double check because I think this will be something that comes up on...
Yeah, because, like, I was just thinking that. It's like you put Darius out, special summon, then you just Gladiator Beast can actually, you know, get Gaizaras out, then it activates its effects, and when it's summoned, like, oh, fuck.
Uh-huh.
Gladiator Beast Tamer Editor can bring this out and it counts.
Huh, okay. Does that one say ignoring summoning conditions or anything? No, that would be the only thing I'd be worried about.
Beast Tamer? Well, let's...
Because so the only thing that's kind of gets me a bit weird here is that most of the time the like this, since this isn't counted as a fusion summon by the looks of it, normally that stops you from special summoning monsters when they hit the grave again, right? So that's what's kind of making me a bit leery.
Okay, so Tamer Editor, 2 level 5 or higher Gladiator Beast monsters by shuffling the above cards you control into the deck. So once per turn, you can special summon 1 Gladiator Beast fusion monster from your extra deck, except Tamer Editor, ignoring its summoning conditions.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I actually, yeah, I'm starting to think you probably actually can't summon this from the graveyard with Monster Reborn because it's not a proper fusion summon, right? It's the same as using Hexio Fusion with Cyber Dragon, right? I would think, but I'm not seeing any previous like ruling stuff on it from the collection page, so that might be another one to Google.
Yeah, another one to Google, another one to take a look at. So that would be interesting to, you know, look up. Well, I guess while you're doing that, the draws. My draws were shit.
Aw.
I say that, but like I have some interesting draws. Game dinner. All right, Brownie. Talk to you in a bit then. But yeah, I didn't draw a whole lot of hollows this time around. You saw I draw a Reptilianne, and I wanted to try it because I didn't know Reptilianne was part of this one here. I drew 2 of the Fortune Ladies, which Earth is a pretty fun one to try out. 1 point, maybe. None of the interesting, a lot of the spider monsters I noticed here.
Yeah.
And I did draw Level Eater.
Nice.
And I noticed, and I finally figured out what it does. So like, I actually know how to use that then.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's if you can get it in the graveyard, Level Eater is amazing. He's banned because of link monsters, as you can imagine later on, having free monsters that you can just use for material for, you know, that later. But it's still good now, so...
Yeah, using him on top of using, like, Treeborn Frog, you always have a monster out. In that sense, so, yeah, that may be something to consider. But, anyway, I have my second Earthbound Immortal now.
Oh, okay. Which one did you get?
Earthbound Immortal Karahua. I don't know how to pronounce that name. CCARAYHUA.
I have no idea, like, off the top of my head either. Which one? What's the unique effect on that one? Like the last effect that it has?
This card can attack your opponent directly. If this card is destroyed by a card effect, except by its own, destroy all the cards.
It is that one, right? Okay. Ultra late future tech here. I have that card does not specify where it needs to be destroyed from.
Yeah, it doesn't. So, I know, like Dark Hole, Raigeki, or like Tribute to the Doom, something like that.
That's all fine, but if you can destroy it in the hand, we don't have any cards that do that at the moment. This is why it's like ultra late future tech. There are cards in some archetypes later, I think Fire Fist is the main one I can think of right now, that destroy cards in the hand to do things. That will count if it gets destroyed in the hand. That is the actual good Earthbound Immortal in comparison.
It has to specify destroy from the hand, though.
No, it doesn't specify where it's destroyed from.
No. I meant the card that destroys.
Oh yeah.
Discard from the hand, send from the hand.
Yeah.
You know, that's different.
No, it'll be destroy, say, one card in your hand to do something or whatever, or like draw a card and then you can destroy one in your hand or whatever. That's what it'll be. But yeah, later on that actually might come into play because.
Might.
Yeah. I don't even know when they come in. I think they're SS'd era, but I actually don't know because I've heard of the name of the archetype and like what it does. I have not actually seen the stuff of it there. Alright, anything else you want to go over on your side?
Let's see. The only other ones that are noticeable, Knight of the Red Lotus is pretty neat.
Oh.
If you have exactly 3 normal monsters in your graveyard, special summon this card by banishing 2 normal monsters from your graveyard.
God damn it, stop getting the same cards I do!
Yeah. And just like to special summon a level 4 or lower monster from the graveyard. So Gemini monsters, if they're in the graveyard, are still normal monsters.
They are, yes.
When they're... Yeah, so that counts. In fact, I may have to decide on Justice Breaks strategies again. Majestic Dragon.
Oh, you actually got that.
It's a majestic. Yeah. Can only be synchro summoned for a majestic monster, which I don't think I
No.
do. Actually, no, that's not what I do. The one synchro I did draw was Black Dragon.
Oh, you know, if you...
Which needs 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner Gemini monster.
Yeah. I'm thinking a sec. You want it, so this now we really need to try and fit these structure deck things in because if you wanted to try the plant deck, I think that would be a synchro you could actually go into with that deck. Level 2 tuner and Giga Plant.
That one.
Yeah, and then that has a floating effect to go into the plant again afterwards. Yeah, we might need to try and really figure out how we're going to do that because the equip card from the warrior deck that lets you treat a Gemini as an effect monster on the field is crucial for speeding that deck up. Alright,
it is very
that's really cool.
So the last one, so the last one I have Dark Simorg.
Oh my god, you actually got it. Oh wow, that's really cool.
The one, not Blackwing, but it's a pretty decent winged beast monster. It's not the same as Chaos Emperor Dragon, but like it's a pretty damn good card.
No, I was looking.
As long as they have a dark and wind monster.
I was looking for that one.
I was pretty excited.
That's really cool.
I was pretty excited to draw that one. Let's see. The only ones, Dark Rabbit is here for some reason.
OCG imports. Yeah.
How? Fortunately, the Stardust Xiaolong. Hey, it's Yang.
Oh my god, how did I not make that reference?
I just now realized that it's Xiaolong. I just read it out loud. It's like, wait, it's Yang. Yang, the tiny little dragon.
Okay, cool. So we need to put that in the same deck as Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle, right? And you know the really funny thing with that, actually? Like, I don't want to interrupt your pulls too much, but I actually got Ice Queen as my secret rare from this set. No joke! So, we just need Blake's one now.
So, the only thing we're missing here is Black Shroud, then.
I guess, yeah.
Either Black Shroud or just something about a beast. Beauty Beast symbolism. But yeah, aside from that, British Space Fighter's pretty neat. No, that'd be it then. Yeah. I saw some other cards here and there. The Ritual monsters, the 2 Djinns.
Did you get both, yeah?
I do them.
Okay, good.
I do both of them, so I got both of those then. Yeah, that's pretty... It's not a decent draw, but like... I say a decent draw. It's decent enough to draw the certain monsters, but like... I could have drawn more.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better than you give it credit for. Which Fortune Ladies did you get? Because you said you got 2 of them, right?
Earth and water.
How many water did you get?
2.
Okay, so remember I mentioned at the start that I'd be up for a trade of some sort to try and make a thing work here? I literally pulled 3 Fortune Lady Dark in a row, followed by 1 Fortune Lady Water, and my starting draw was Fortune's Future, the draw card for them. The problem? I only got 1 Fortune Lady Water, and you need 3 of those.
Yeah.
I also only got 1 of the Solitaire Magician, which is their, like, kind of destruction support card thing. You've reduced the level of one of the Fortune Ladies you've got by 3 to destroy a face-up monster the opponent has out. I don't know how many...
That's the one.
It's a common, and I only got 1 of it, but like I don't know how many of them you actually need. But
Time Passage.
Time Pass. I think Time Passage is okay. Yeah, I got a couple of those.
Time Passage, it raises the Lady Fortune Lady's monsters up by 3.
Yeah, for 1 turn.
So, like for something like Earth, it would raise his level by 3, and that would gain 1200 attack.
Yeah,
right there.
So that's not bad for a turn. You could use it like Rush Recklessly and stuff. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really need more water. The Fortune Lady stuff, but I've got just about everything else that I need for that deck. I just don't have water. Like, that's the annoying thing.
Yeah.
And I don't like. Full disclosure on stuff, I am almost definitely taking the trade in after this one because I need to before I lose my polymerizations to Kaiba's pack, right? And I don't think it's worth actually trading for the Fortune Lady stuff without knowing if they're actually any good or not, right? I already have targets that I would trade for otherwise to make stuff better, so that's going to be a tough one. I think I might actually want to try and trade for those waters to make this work, because it would be really fun to try this deck out. Like, it seems like it could be good when I've got just about enough of the other ones, but I don't have that.
The only other thing I drew, sadly, to mention, was a bunch of the Gemini stuff, which I may actually find a use for some of these, but that's for another time.
Yeah.
Anyway, the rest of your draws?
Okay, so, again, Ultra Future, like, a point of the Red Lotus was in this set. That card's kind of cool, but, like, not at the moment. It's just, later on, the game, I think, has gotten to the point where, like, just getting 1 card out of the opponent's hand gets kind of insane. That's why all, like, Confiscation, Trap Dust Shoot and stuff are banned. So, like, that's something maybe, like, 30, 40 sets down the line could be good if we actually get that type of deck. I did get both the Djinns as well. I got fucking 5 of the Presider one. So, you know, that's what annoyed me most. It was like, man, I get 5 of this thing and only 1 of the Fortune Ladies I want. I didn't get Fortune Lady Wind, but I don't think that's too bad. She doesn't seem quite as impressive as some of the other ones. But yeah, triple Dark, 1 Earth, 1 Water to go with the triple Light and 1 Fire that I got before. So that's why I'm really close to being able to build this thing. Ice Queen is actually really neat. You can't special summon it from the graveyard, which is annoying. It's a level 8, like 2900 attack spellcaster. But when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, so long as you have at least 3 spellcasters in your graveyard when it goes there, it gives you a spell back from your grave. So it's like Demark, but on the opposite side, right? Like Demark gets it when you summon it, this thing gets it when it gets destroyed. So that's fun. Not the best secret rare, but you know, it's one I'd probably try at some point. I think there's like 1 copy of Inherited Fortune was kind of okay for going through that bit. Mori of Greed I got 2 copies of, which I think is okay. That card seems like it might brick if you play 3 of them. Shuffle 2 waters from your hand into your deck, then draw 3 cards. Seems like it might be a...
I think I draw 2.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit bricky at 3, so that's probably fine. I did get the Shark that was in the set, the Metabo Shark. So, 1800 attack fish. Yeah. When you normal summon the Shark, it can shuffle 2 fishes from your graveyard back into your deck. So that works with the Super Ancient Deep Sea thing later on to special summon all them out the deck. So that's kind of fun. What else was I didn't get any Synchros in this one, but I don't think most of them were that impressive, so I wasn't too worried. As you say, a bunch of the spider stuff. I actually side-decked Spiritual Forest in this one, because I was like, Spiritual Forest protects about 6 monsters in my deck that are the Glad Beasts, and then it protects a couple of the non-ones as well. The first time that one of your Beast Warrior, or plants would get destroyed in battle for that turn, it doesn't. So, like, if I get Laquari out as a Beast Warrior and you can only run over it with 1 dude, you know, that could protect it for the turn and be a bit, you know, reasonable. But I thought the Hedge Guard was going to be a bit better overall, because at least I could summon that as a good wall. So, I didn't main deck it, but, you know. I took out Sirocco in this one to try it as a side deck card, because I was like, Cyber Dragon is a little bit better against Hunter, right? So... was like, we'll go with that. And then they got all the Swap Frog that I need. Got like 5 of those. So my frog deck is coming along nicely. And Zero Gardener, I guess, was the other one that I was kind of tempted to play. It's like you have to tribute it from the field. That's why I didn't play it. But it like Wabaku's your field. You don't take any battle damage, and you don't have your monsters destroyed that turn. And it is a quick effect, so it can protect things like whenever you want that way. So that's neat, but you have to get it on the field as well. And as you saw in this game, that's not always the easiest thing to do. So I didn't end up thinking it was worth the play, but you know, it was there. And I guess, yeah, you mentioning some of the synchro based, not the synchro, the Gemini stuff. Like Tuned Magician, I guess, is something you could run that way. It is a wind, actually. It would work with the Seamog. That'd be fun. What was the other one? I looked at Savage Coliseum, which I know both of us will hate because of the stupid Yubel fight. But
Yubel!
I was like, yeah, I almost considered playing it, but then I didn't. I don't know. It just seems like it's not that great, you know?
I mean, it's fine for what it is, but like you have to attack, otherwise you're not activating it or using it to its potential. Like the only thing that can really be used for it is like if you have, say, a monster that is invulnerable to damage.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Okay, so does Krebon actually deplete you from taking damage when you attack? When this card's targeted for an attack, so it has to be targeted for an attack, not when it attacks.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't protect it either.
Yeah, so I didn't end up thinking it was quite good enough.
No.
Then, like, the Infernity stuff would be interesting, but I think Barrier is a secret rare, and Launcher is a promo card, so that's going to be really hard to get right now. Infinities were amazing back in the day, but they need those cards to actually be good, so... Infinity Barrier is literally what, like, Omni-Negate trap cards are called nowadays, when people see them, because it was the defining one. Like, I think it was, you had to control an Infinity and have no cards in your hand, but if a spell trap or monster effect was activated, you counter-trapped it. And it was just like, yeah, but that's not in this set. It's just, I noticed some of the Infinities are. I know, like, Necromancer was in here, and that's pretty good, so... But we just don't have the stuff for it. And then I got 3 Mother Spiders, so I could play Spiders if I really wanted to. It's a really good card, it's just the rest of them around it are terrible, so... You know. Kind of hard to play when you've only got, like, 1 or 2 good cards, maybe. Same with the Reptilianne stuff as well. We didn't get Naga in this pack. She must come out at some point later, and she's like the one that could actually do like reduce attack to 0 based stuff very well. But I looked at some of them and I was like, some of these effects are actually kind of neat, but how are you reducing your opponent's attack to 0 consistently? They just don't really do that. So, like, they should do, but they don't do it very well. So I was like...
But the only ones I could think do that consistently would be the Venom cards.
Yeah. But then the unfortunate thing is the Venoms then destroy the monster when it hits 0, don't they? So...
Sometimes they don't, because, like... Okay, so, like, in Legacy of the Duelist, I faced off the one Venom Duelist from GX, and so, like, what happened was that, when I attacked the Naga, my attack went to 0 right afterwards, and it was stuck at 0. But when the field happened and I kept adding snake tokens on top of that monster, it wasn't getting destroyed because I think the ruling is that it's already at 0, not going from 100 to 200 or whatever to 0.
That is correct. Yep.
So it wouldn't be destroyed that way.
It's only if the field reduces it to 0 that it'll work that way.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, that's about it. I got like 5 hollows in total, it's not 5 or 6 maybe at most. I've already gone over them pretty much, so thinking with that. Yeah, so I'll give you the wheel anyway, just in case you're thinking of it that way. Yeah, I really wouldn't mind trading for those waters, like the Fortune Lady stuff, but I don't know how we're gonna get that done yet. Because, I mean, I don't know if it'd be worth trying to build that for the next duel. It'd be fun, but, like... We might have to... Oh, I mean, when are we even going to next do this, then? Because, like, if we're going to play tomorrow, that's... I don't really have time to build a giant deck out at that point, do I?
I mean, we'll schedule another one for, say, Wednesday.
Yeah, it could go something like that.
I need to actually talk to JCG and the members themselves and see like what their plans for in future days.
Yeah. And I mean, we could. So what I wouldn't mind trying to do if is like build off stream, I guess, as well a bit here. Alright. I actually should ask a question on this then. If I give up this wheel and with the intention of trading like the two poly super rares and stuff, are you alright with me like reserving those to the side in case I do actually want to go for this Fortune Lady stuff? And like, because it's a bit of a weird state, right? It's like I want to take the trade in now. I know what I could take with them and what I probably would if I wasn't building Fortune Lady, but we're so close to it. It's like if I could work out a way of trading you for the stuff that I could finish out with it, I could actually probably make the deck and, you know, try it out that way. But the problem is, by the time, assuming we're doing another set like right after we're done speeding on this one, those super rare polys are gonna be like basically gonna run out. You know, because fucking Kaiba's pack has got them as a common, and I have 2 of them to trade in. So it's like I want to take the trade in this time round, but I'd almost be like wondering if you'd be alright with almost like reserving that and going right after we're done with everything today, go ahead and think it that way, or we could just like not play another round. But you know, that's up to you.
Well, since you're already calling the fact that you have the two polymerizations, 2 super poly.
Yeah, the 2. It's regular. It's the super rare regular poly. It was the one from.
Okay.
It was from
polymerizations.
It was from
okay.
Yugi's pack. I got 2 of them from there.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like.
Funny enough, I only have comments.
So I am going to be trading those in. It's just like, I mean, I guess. First question should be, are we actually doing another set today, or are we just opening the Yusei Duelist pack and then leaving it there? That's one question. Because that would also kind of determine stuff a bit here. It's like, well, you know, if we only do the 1 pack, then I have time to sort of think on it, right? But it's up to you. Because I'm okay with doing another one. It's just like, I need to take one of these 2 wheels as a trade-in thing for it. And I don't want my super rares that I picked up in Yugi's pack to go to waste, because that's dumb. You know? So it's like, whether you'd be okay with me like holding on to that trade-in until if we're gonna do another set now, and then
I think since you're already calling it that you're going to use those to trade in and whatnot, you're already putting them in reserve for something later. I think it's fine for this next duel, if we're going to do this next duel now or later. If you just want to hold out those super rare polys for now. I mean, you've had this for a long time. You have to spend all this time waiting to get a chance to trade them in, I guess. But, I mean, I still have super rares in my collection to try and trade on as well.
Oh yeah.
At this point, I have a secret.
Yeah. That's the other thing, is that I have that to look at as well. Secrets and an ultra even that I can look at thingy in that way. So more or less what I'm getting at though is I will give this wheel up, but like I don't immediately have exactly what I'd be trading in to hand, right? I just like it's more or less asking, can I effectively reserve the cards that I know I'm going to be trading out of this wheel? And I'm still giving it up regardless, right? It's just like,
yeah.
Can I think on it later, or do I have to do it right now, sort of thing? Because I think I'm overcomplicating this in terms of the.
If you just want time to think about it, I'd be fine with that. It's Easter Sunday anyway, unless I don't know if the family has plans to do something today anyway. So yeah, we could just hold off for one for now and just wait till like say Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right.
Again, I'll talk to JCG and ask them like what days they have planned and such, and try to, and I'll let you know about it, and we'll figure out from there.
Okay. Well, in that case, then I guess we'll end off on what was it? Yusei 2, I think, is the duels back here. Let me see. I don't know if you're going to take the wheel or not. Do you want me to go over what the wheel rewards should be for this one?
May as well, just in case. I haven't chosen my Widow or Eagle or my Trader yet.
So let's see, where are we at? These are.
I think it's the end of 2009.
Yeah, it should be. Yep, Stardust Overdrive is the end of 2009. So that's your Gold Series and your promo. This is a hard one to give up because the Tawny Pack. Actually, we've got to open a couple of those anyway. The Tawny Pack is Turbo Pack 1.
Turbo Pack.
Yeah, which has Crush Card as a rare actually. So that's kind of cool. And then the structure deck is still Warrior Strike. As it turns out, Marking of Mayhem is actually from Absolute Power Force, which is the next one that we do. So we have 2 packs of the. I guess I have 2 packs of the Turbo.
You have two Turbo, and I have 1 Turbo.
And then we've got Yusei 2, the Duelist pack, like Yusei Fudo 2. That's in between this and Absolute Power Force. So we might as well open the 10 of them as well. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 of those right now?
Yeah, well, we might as well open them just now. And then, yeah, I've got to consider how I'm going to get those fortune leads. I really want to try it, like, even if we just do it off stream real quick. I really want to try it, because I think that'd be super cool.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hey, they're spellcasters too, you know, I like that, so...
Yeah.
I think it'd be neat. I just need to figure out how. So, I guess I can assume then that I would have 3 water, because I'd be trading you for them. One way or another. I know I have cards that you want, so it's one way or another. There's going to be something going with that.
Don't hold a gun to my head. Like...
You're the guy who had the gun, not me.
Well, it's like you took the gun from me and said, "All right, no more beating around the bush. I want those cards."
Oh dear. All right, so yeah, the Turbo Pack, you can choose your wheel, and yeah.
So the Turbo Pack, Turbo Pack 1. Yep. From the Duelist Pack, we're still allowing 1 trade-in from the booster from the pack itself.
Yes. Okay. So we can guarantee that we'll get 1 for 1. Basically, is the idea, because that's in this next one.
All right. So 10 packs of Yusei, 1 pack of Turbo Pack, and then we'll decide from there if we want the wheel or the trade-in. All right.
Alright, well, thank you for dueling today, my dude. If you want to do any off-stream or anything later, just let me know, because I would definitely be interested. I'm probably going to be trying to brew this thing for a while. I need to look up some stuff to see how this worked. But the problem is, Fortune Lady Lightness is timing a lot, so I'm going to have to work out how to circumvent that. Because she is a when you can. When this card leaves the field, you can. Thing is, so if you like tribute summon or something, the last action was not her leaving the field, so she misses timing. So it's really annoying that way. I'm gonna have to figure out how I do that for a bit, but I mean that's for me to find out, you know.
I mean, I'll have to figure out too if I want to try out the ladies as well.
Yeah.
But we'll find out.
Yep. Alright, so open other stuff. Like saying thank you for playing, my dude, and I will talk to you in a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry for all the super confusion on that. It was I wasn't sure. I was under the impression that we were going to play a second game today. Looks like we are not, which is totally fine with me. Because that basically nullifies the issue that I was thinking of. So, we do have a couple of packs to open now. Like saying the tournament pack from this one is Turbo Pack 1, which we are going to get 2 packs of because we won. That was close though. I almost feel like that was a lot closer than what the what's his face, the Blackwings were at the moment. But maybe I just didn't draw as well with it, I don't know, but that's a more typical like way the deck will run, so... OTS is not the one, it's Turbo Pack. OTS is far too recent for that. So, 2 packs of this, let's see what we can get. Bestiar, I mean I already have that. Third, I actually forgot this was the Gladness Turbo Pack, okay. So I have a third Liquari now. I don't think the decks actually ran 3 in the past. Every deck that I saw from Chaos only ran 2. but I mean, I won't say no to a third Laquari. Like, that's obviously a good option to have. Kind of just shame I traded for the third Bestiari, like, as a trade-in when I don't actually use 3 of them anymore. But that is fine. So we'll add that to the collection. 1 more of these. Super rare Crabons. That's another trade-in slot. Okay. Neat. Got way too many super rares to trade in at this point, but you know what? That's fine. We've got Crabons to trade, so that's cool. No crush card, no nothing like that. I guess I'll show a couple more of these just to see. We could have had Raikou, that was a common. Golden Flying Fish would have been our third one, that would have been a nice common as well. Different Dimension Reincarnation came in here. This is originally a structure deck card, so it's kind of fun. Book of Moon obviously being a common, we did miss that as well. Yeah, nothing really too special showing up there, so that's fine. Super Red Garoth too. If Kib pulled that, that'd be fun. Alright, so we have that. And then 10 packs of the Yusei Fudo 2 pack here, which is down this one, Duelist Pack 9. So, let's go ahead, we'll full screen that one again. Let's show what we can get out of that. So, off the bat, I mean, another Hyper Synchron is probably fine. It's a level 4 tuner, it's Light Machine too, so if I ever wanted to Chimera Tech for whatever reason, this is a way about doing it, you know. Turret Warrior, I think I got a super of that before, so it's kind of interesting. Tuner's Barrier. What does that do? Try to face a tuner monster you control. That monster cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects until the end of the next turn. Interesting. Okay. Fun to get a super rare. Probably not gonna play it, but you know, that's a neat one. Right, next. Another Zero Gardener, that's fine. Level Warrior is a super rare that I picked up before, but I guess it's fine. Rockstone Warrior is one that Kib got, I think, so kind of fun how that works out. Yo! Road Warrior! Oh, it's the Stardust Assault mode. Oh, this is where it comes from. I was like, wait, what the hell is that? Stardust Dragon Assault mode. So the Assault mode stuff is really awkward to play because you need to play the trap card, and it has to be from the deck that it gets summoned. But it is quite an annoyingly powerful effect. I've had to deal with this a little bit from Yusei in Legacy of the Duelist in his what's his face? The thinking it's the Challenger duel, not the story mode stuff. So cannot be normal summoned as that must first be special summoned with Assault mode activated. Cannot be special summoned other ways except by its own effect. It works on any card or effect to tribute for destroying the thing, and it comes back afterwards, so long as the effect wasn't negated. And if it gets destroyed whilst it's on the field, you can special summon the Stardust from the graveyard. We do have Stardust Dragon, so obviously that is a card that we can play. But oh, that's getting a bit high rolly for that. Maybe if I had Magical Mallet to like get it back into the deck, it'd be fine, but if I draw it, then it's kind of completely dead, so I don't know, Chief, that one seems a little bit awkward. The Road Warrior over here is also kind of interesting. So this one does need Road Synchron, which I think is in this set as well, but you could use Quick Draw Synchron to get this thing out. 3000 attack is pretty respectable. I think I'd need to level either with this in order to actually summon it properly though. And yeah, once per turn special summon a level 2 or lower warrior or machine type monster from your deck. I will need to look and see if there are enough like tuners. I mean, I guess all of the Synchron monsters are tuners, right? So they're all like warriors and machines and whatnot. There's a deck you could build with that. Is it good? I don't know, but this is something that I might want to experiment with. Alright, next is another level warrior, I suppose, is fine. Rockstone Warrior, I actually don't even remember what this one does either. Take no battle damage to things involved in this card. When attacking card is destroyed by battle sent to graveyard, special summon 2 level tokens. They can't be tributed for some. I mean, it's a rock, that's probably about the best I can say for it. Not exactly super impressive, but hey, it's an aggressive rock monster, I guess you could use it for that. There's the Synchron that you need for Road Warrior. So this one, it's a level 4 tuner, but it's only a level 2 if it's not used for Road Warrior. But it is a 1600 level 4, and what's it? If this card attacks at the end of the damage step increases level by 1 until the end of the turn. So then you could make it level 5, you could get Level Eater out, and that's one of the materials. Okay, yeah, I can see ways that this would work. Is it good? Debatable, but I can see ways that it could work out. There's the 1-for-1, so I don't actually need to trade for that, which is really good. We did not pick this up in Raging Battle, and I was going to trade in for it, but then I was like, no, we can wait until this set to get 1-for-1, so that's great. I did pick that up. Max Warrior, I think I picked this up before, and it's pretty bad. The Majestic Dragon is a common in here that's kind of funny. 2 packs left, another 1-for-1, alright. Second Hyper Synchron in here, third one that I have in total, so that's fine. And then the last pack is Skill Succession, is actually alright. So this one, you flip it up and it gives you 400 attack, Skill Successor even. You get 400 attack as like a Rush Recklessly type thing, but if it's in your graveyard, you can banish it to get 800 attack. So it's like a double use, like Rush Recklessly type thing. But the first one's kind of minor, so it's a little bit awkward, but I do kind of like the card. I might trade for this. I'll see what else is in the pack, but I might trade in for that because I did like Rush Recklessly before. This card could potentially be like a double use Rush Recklessly, so that's sort of cool. Anyway, that is going to do it from this set, and that is going to do it for today at the moment. I might come back and do something else later on. Right now, don't know though. This is up in the air at this point. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed yourselves. Yeah, we didn't win as comfortably this time round, but a win is a win, and I'm not going to complain at that. So, yeah, until next time, everyone, take care.